Hello, Identity 5 gamers. They just dropped the Lanternist gameplay trailer like a half hour ago. I was actually practicing with my team, and then all of a sudden, boom, they just dropped this out of nowhere. I was not expecting it, but I'm super excited to see what Lanternist abilities are. I don't know if we have English translations just yet, but let's just take a look at what she can do. Here we go. It is Lanternist time, Amanda time. What is she gonna be able to do? What is her role? Is she rescuer? Is she decode? Is she support? Is she kite? Is she just big hat lady? I do love her hat so much. Oh my goodness. Wait, she got like a little controller. I see the eyeball from the cat call on her lantern. All right, I don't know what any of that means. She can take picture. What the? Is this journalist? Okay, I don't really know what that does. Let's see. Oh? She can spectate people? Wait, what? She has some form of global support. Something lasts longer near the chair, but what does that do? It makes them immune to... What? Oh, it delays it. Oh, she delays... What? She delays damage. Wait, she makes people like mercenary? Wait, that's huge. That's broken. That's broken. Wait, no, that's broken. She just gives everybody merc effect. She's insanely busted. Wait, huh? How does this... Is she invisible? What? I don't understand. So she's like first officer? What? She can see all the side from it. She can... Huh? She's like Faro Lady, but better? Wait, what? Bro, you know what's funny? I actually had an idea for a character like this where they could record their own decoding and then put it somewhere else. What? It's like she records stuff and then has it done later. No way she can freeze the rescue. Can she freeze the... Wait, is that before half though? Oh my gosh. She can stall rescue timer? And the gate. She can open gates faster? Wait, what? I really need to... She can delay pallet... What? Dude, she has everything. And he can't break it until the thing is gone. What? Oh, she has a 10% decoding debuff. Okay. But she can still compensate by using her item, it looks like. Interesting. I mean, 10% is not bad for this kit, it looks like. What? This kit is so weird. The peddler thing? Delay? Stun? Delay? It just delays, so it doesn't get rid of it, it just delays the effect. So as long as you can get behind a pallet, it delays it. No, that's broken. She's like Seer. No, any form of global support like that is insane. No, that's broken. No, I don't care. That's literally broken. That's literally broken. No, that is completely game-changing. I don't care what anybody says. This is literally S tier. She's literally better. Nah, she might be best character in the game. It depends on her item. It depends on how many items she gets. She only gets like 2 of these. Okay, it's not gonna be that impactful. This is huge though. This is huge. It's so versatile. This is so insanely versatile. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't know what this... I think this is just like first off... I don't know. I really don't know what the whole kiting thing is. It's really awkward. Oh. What? She can flywheel the delay. Oh my gosh, she can flywheel the delay of things. That's literally insane. And then she can do that from anywhere? What? Wait, is it always delayed? I don't understand. Do you have control over the delay? I don't understand. This is such a weird kit. I really need to see how this works. If you have like complete and utter control over this, I feel like she's gonna be like absolutely broken. Like literally broken. Like you don't understand. Global support is so so insane. Seer, Owl, like there's a reason that character is like always banned. She might always be banned. Like if she can just delay damage like that, every rescue is gonna be free. Every rescue is gonna happen. Like, how do you get stuffed? How do hunters ever stuff when there's a Lanternist on your team? I mean, you'll get double down, but the rescue will still happen, I think? I need to see the English translations, bro. This is... Like, until I see what these drawbacks are, there has to be some form of balancing. If there's no balancing to this, she's busted. Like, she actually might be best character in the game busted. Alrighty, we finally have some English translations here. So now we're gonna be able to see what she actually does specifically. We'll watch the trailer again, and then we'll have ourselves a little bit of a breakdown here. Let's see. I like how she has like a little clicky button, whatever. I like how, why do you have to use two of them? Living image creates a projection lantern that can freeze frame survivors onto an optical slide. Has it for 10 seconds, and freeze framing, the teammate gains a status projection for 8 seconds. Okay, each teammate can be freeze framed no more than 2 times. Okay, like cheerleader kind of. If they take a normal attack during the freeze frame ends early. Survivors can also end a freeze frame manually. If Lanternist is within 20 meters of a rocket ship with a survivor on it, the freeze frame duration is reduced by 75%. Aha. Okay. So it's not as good. So it doesn't last longer, it tears last shorter, it tears. Condition is freeze frame on the opposite side during the freeze frame. Damage from non-normal attacks, excluding the photographer's camera world and the breaking wheel's pierce. And strong control effects will not take effect immediately, but will be applied instantly when the freeze frame ends. Okay, so basic attacks they break through this. It's abilities, basically. Lanternist location also frees frame onto the optical slide. After activation, she leaves her body and moves in a disembodied state with 10% faster movement speed. She can freeze frame again from a new position, leaving a visible trail along the path. Okay. So she's like Farlet. This is just already better Farlet with this ability alone, I guess, which is interesting. We're gonna have to see her item usage / numbers. Like if she only gets like 3 of these, that'd be like fine. Can freeze frame cipher machines, rocket chairs in the exit gate, while freeze frame servers can still interact with these objects at 10% increased speed. Servers may also manually remove the freeze frame effect. Decoding progress is freeze framed onto the optical slide for 20 seconds, and all decoding progress made during the freeze frame is instantly applied when it ends. Okay. So they could leave 2 ciphers popped and then like pop. Be crazy. Lanternist can freeze frame cipher machines, rocket chairs, exit gate while freeze, yep. Servers can interact with these objects at a 10% increased speed, okay. So faster rescuing speed. Servers may also manually remove the freeze frame effect. I didn't get to see that. What the thing said. Exit gate, 20 seconds. All the decoding making the freeze frame is instantly applied when it ends, okay. When dropping a pallet, the Lanternist uses projection to confuse the hunter. The pallet cannot be destroyed for 1 second. If the Lanternist is in a disembodied state, the effect lasts for 1.5 seconds longer. This can only trigger once every 10 seconds. That's a pretty small cooldown, though, I can't lie. But I guess it also helps for, like, the pallet spam or whatever. Hypersomnia. Her drowsy mind reduces her decoding speed by 10%, which she can actually boost her own decoding with her item. But it just depends on, you know, how many uses she gets from it, it seems. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, this character is definitely really, really crazy. I think before we go into the rest of this, I really did like the fact that, like, the Seer was able to flywheel, like, both things here. Like, when he I think he flywheels here, right? Or when does he flywheel? He flywheels something. I think he just eats the stuns there. So, like, if you eat, like, 2 stuns, this one is still crazy to me. Like, it doesn't last very long. But, like, I feel like she just guarantee rescues with that, even if it's not that long. Because it just delays everything. Like, multiple effects. Like, look, he takes a chip and a stun, and he flywheels both of them. And here's the thing, this is really going to be good for ping-dependent players, too. Because ping is usually reaction-based, but now you just see a little meter ticking down. That's going to be really easy to flywheel, too. So this is going to make flywheel even more consistent with this character, and if there's an Amanda on your team, which is even really good for players with bad ping. Now, players with bad ping could even run flywheel. Because all you have to do is just time it with the little meter that's going down, as opposed to actually having to react to something that's really, really quick. So this makes flywheel even more consistent, which is really, really good for, you know, again, people with mediocre ping. Look at that. See, there's the flywheel. Like, that's a very easy flywheel to hit as well. That's very, very easy. And That's so nice. All right, let's take a look at every little paragraph here and break it down. So her first ability is called External Trait, Living Image. The Lanternist carries a projection lantern and can freeze frame survivors onto an optical slide. When framing herself, she gains the status projection and position projection for 10 seconds. Okay, so that palette thing from earlier is 10 seconds, so I guess I'll have to use a second one for this. When freeze framing a target or a teammate, the teammate gains that status projection for 8 seconds. So it's kind of like a see or out, lasts for 8 seconds. Each teammate can be freeze framed no more than 2 times. Okay, I really don't know how many freeze frames she gets, but no more than 2 times on a single survivor. If a survivor takes a normal attack during the freeze frame ends early. So it doesn't happen with basic attacks. So that's where like she's different from Seer. She's basically anything that isn't a basic attack. So any form of damage outside of, I think it was Breaking Wheel, Spike, and Joseph Camera World damage. I think that was it. If survivor takes a normal attack, blah, blah, blah. Survivors can also end a freeze frame manually. So this is really good because if you get stunned, you drop a pallet and then you eat the stun, the hunter has to break the pallet, and then you can keep on moving. Whereas, like, if you're trying to transition to the next pallet after dropping it, the hunter might break it, and then you just get hit afterward because you're in the stun. If it happens, like, later, because then they'll break the pallet, and then you're stunned later as opposed to earlier when they're in the pallet breaking animation. So that's nice. If the Lanternist is within 20 meters of a rocket share with a survivor on it, the freeze frame duration is reduced by 75%. But that just says if the Lanternist is within 20 meters of a rocket chair. That doesn't mean other people. That's just Lanternist. Interesting. I don't know if that's just the wording of it or if it's the ability itself, but it just says her. So I don't know. That does seem rather interesting. It looked like when the Ford was going to rescue that the timer was really, really short. So I'm guessing this doesn't just mean the Lanternist. I think it just means when anybody with the freeze frame effect is within 20 meters of a rocket chair, it does delay the freeze frame duration. So again, you can't brute force the rescue, but you can brute force the rescue as long as it's not a basic attack. So you'll still get terror shocked, but in terms of hunter abilities, you'll be able to like tank through them, which is really nice. So like if it's like Bomba and Sculptor, all you have to do for like a very short window is just avoid the basic. If you can avoid the basic, you can just tank through everything else with this. So this is going to be really, really good for rescuing, especially against campy hunters. It still will probably go get double down, but it still means the rescue goes off, which means he's gonna be really good at preventing stuff rescues. All you have to do is avoid the basic, it seems. Next we have Living Image Status Projection. Survivor's condition is freeze framed onto the optical slide. During the freeze frame, damage from non-normal attacks, excluding Joseph's Camera World and Breaking Wheel's Pierce, and strong control effects will not take effect immediately. So she actually counters Wax Artist too. And I guess, would she delay and stun? Oh my gosh, an and counter? Ooh, I like that. She's gonna counter a lot of stunning hunters, which I actually really like about her. And might counter Q-Bows too. He might counter the Q-Ball. Oh my gosh, that actually seems really good, actually. Really, really solid. Bully plot, and then let's see here. Bully plot instantly when the freeze frame ends. If a survivor takes damage during the freeze frame, any control effect is ignored. If they're affected by multiple control effects, only the most recent one applies when the freeze frame ends. Oh, interesting. Okay. I was about to say, what happens when they start stacking? Only the latest one applies. Okay, that makes sense. That checks out. So, like, what was it? Peddler's chip damage and then Peddler's stun. Whatever the most recent one, I guess, will happen. I think. I'm not really sure how it works with damage, but that's quite interesting, though. That is very, very interesting. Next up, we have Position Projection. This one, I think, is specifically for her. The Lanternist's location is also freeze-framed on the optical slide. After activation, she leaves her body and moves in a disembodied state with 10% faster movement speed. She can freeze-frame again from a new position, leaving a visible trail along the path. Okay. This one's... I really don't know how this one works. This one's weird. I guess it's just like a weird trail that like leaves little body block moments where I guess you could like put her in a pallet and then it could like reduce stuns. I don't really know how it works. I'm going to have to see on test server, which she should be out on test server in a couple days. And I do have test server access, so hopefully we can take a look at Lanternist and maybe do a little bit of experimenting. But next up we have Static Projection. The Lanternist can freeze frame Cypher Machines, Rocket Chairs, and the Exit Gate. While freeze frame, survivors can interact with these objects at a 10% increased speed. So what's cool is you can also give this to a different survivor if you do their Cypher Machine. It looked like she could do any Cypher Machine on the map. And it looked as well like Farlady, she can see the progress of all Cypher Machines, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing this character is going to just be like solo assist. She feels like a solo assist character, which seems pretty strong as well. Seems decently strong. I don't know how strong, but I feel like The fact that she can't eat the basic, like if she could tank the basic hits, then she'd be like literally best character in the game. I don't think she's best character in the game anymore because she can't take basic hits or tank them. If she could, obviously broke, because then she'd obviously eat attention as well, which would be insane. That's not the case here, but that's still really nice being able to see where all the cipher machines are and then being able to like increase somebody's decoding. So what you could do, if you're confident enough in your rescues and somebody's on the last cipher, you could boost their decoding by 10% and then go for the rescue. That could be really, really helpful. She's so versatile. I think that's the biggest thing. Where a lot of characters are stuck into a single niche, like Farlady, she's very, very niche. Characters like Amanda are going to be very, very versatile when it can be used in a lot of different situations. Decoding progress is freeze framed onto the optical slide for 20 seconds, and all decoding progress made during the freeze frame is instantly applied when it ends. So this can also, you know, distract the hunter to be like, oh, the cipher's not as far as you think it is, and then boom, actually, it's like 20% farther along, which is, you know, kind of crazy. A lot of hunters might not expect that, especially if they see like an 80% cipher. The Lanternist can freeze frame cipher machines, rocket chairs in the exit gate. Yeah. Okay, rocket chairs specifically. Elimination. I guess it's elimination. I don't know why they said de-elimination. Elimination progress is freeze frame on the optical slide for 5 seconds, and all elimination progress during the freeze frame is instantly applied when it ends. Okay, so basically what I'm seeing here, I don't know if this works after half as well, but basically she gives 5 extra seconds on chair. That's like a little built-in snooze. That's really good, actually. That's really, really good, especially for characters like, for example, Hermit, actually, or characters that try to stun you to make the rescue after half. You're going to have a little bit of extra time to make that rescue. Not much, but 5 seconds is actually a whole lot. And I'm telling you, dude, it can be the difference maker in games. I know there's already going to be so many hunters that are going to see this and are like, oh, well, now my chances of losing are out the window because I couldn't force after half. Hermit, and it's kind of funny that she counters Hermit and Anne camp with her strategy. But I think this is really, really strong. And I do like the fact that there's a survivor that can do this now, because it does counter those previously uncounterable abilities. So now there's a lot more counterplay to strategies like that. So Anne and Hermit might not be able to go for strategies like that. But that still seems pretty strong. That is still quite strong as a niche thing. And then for the exit gate decoding progress is freeze frame onto the optical slide for 20 seconds, and all decoding progress made during the freeze frame is instantly applied when it ends. So you can open the exit gate 10% faster, and you can freeze frame it. So it looks like the gate will be like 0, although the hunter can't really tell what it is, but you could basically just like freeze frame at the start and then snap, instantly open up the gate, which this one is very, very niche, but there's a lot of the times when survivors will stand at the control panel to an exit gate, leave it 99 to bait the hunter in, then tap it, and then use like a flywheel to escape or something. I've seen it happen quite a few times to bait them toward the gate so that they could get a rescue or something against a greedy hunter. And sometimes it leads to 3 escapes. So I guess that's like a niche thing. There could be other ways this could be used. I'm not entirely sure how, but outside of just, you know, increased exit gate decoding, I'm not entirely sure, but there's probably a use for this as well. And then optical illusion. When dropping a pallet, the Lanternist uses her projection lantern to confuse the hunter. The pallet cannot be destroyed for 1 second. If Lanternist is in disembodied state, the effect lasts for 1.5 seconds, and this can only trigger once every 10 seconds, which means only once per item usage or whatever. So this, I'm thinking that this is just gonna help for gaining distance. This is just to help her containment a little bit. This is gonna be the stuff that's really, you're gonna see mostly when you're chasing a Lanternist, or you just have to wait to break the pallet. And 1 second of being forced to wait on a pallet is really strong, actually, especially if she's in a really good area where you kind of have to break the pallet. That seems really strong. Very, very strong, honestly. I'm kind of curious how this is going to work against Clerk. I wonder if Clerk might counter her, because when you drop the pallet, can Clerk interact with it? Because pallet spamming versus Clerk is usually not considered to be very good, because she just pulls it right back up. But if that thing is dropped for, let's say, 1.5 seconds, that's a lot of time to get distance, honestly. It is a lot of time. So I feel like this could be pretty strong, especially with more like god pallets. But, you know, hunters that don't break pallets very often, it's not going to matter that much against. It's really only going to work with strong pallets. So I don't know how consistent this is going to be, especially in the high tiers when hunters just try to do everything in their power not to break a pallet. But we'll see. And then finally, of course, external trait, all thumbs. She has a minus 10% decoding speed, which I think is fine for this kit, like being heavy on assist. It seems fine. The more I look at her, she feels like a weird combination of like a different kind of seer Postman, and she's like Seer, Postman, Faro Lady, and Mercenary. Not really Mercenary because the delayed damage isn't cut by basic, but it's like I would say like Cheerleader, Seer, Postman, like rolled into one kind of, and then I don't know. I'm a little concerned about her self-containment though. That's the biggest thing. I don't know how good her containment's gonna be. Her support seems very, very strong, but after seeing that her item can't tank basic hits, that actually dropped her way below. Like I thought she could tank basic hits on the initial trailer. Now I'm not so sure. I don't know how good she's gonna be after seeing that she can't tank basics. If she could tank basics, I think she's gonna be broken. Her assist does seem very strong. Like I initially thought she was power crept Seer, but now it feels more leaning into like the Postman kind of role. I don't know. I don't know how good she's gonna be. But I think she has potential, and I want to see like what her numbers are gonna be like. It really depends on, you know, what her cooldowns are like, how many items she gets per game, how consistent she is, how good her containment is. I don't know. But the one biggest thing I think that's really gonna be the most important with this character is the rescuing assist. The rescuing assist seems really, really good, especially since we are in a meta with really strong camping hunters, and a lot of hunters are bringing max berserk. I will say there's so many hunters that are bringing max berserk right now, and lots of people are getting stuffed. So being immune to like stuns is gonna be so nice, dude. Like even like Wu Chang, Blackguard, Bell, especially Bonbon, I think is gonna be this thing. Like you just have to watch out for the basics. I think that's gonna be the biggest thing when rescuing, if you have like an Amanda assisting you. So I don't know. I think her versatility is gonna be really, really good, but I don't know if she excels very well in any specific thing. So it's really hard to say how good she's gonna be. We're only gonna have, or I guess we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But either way, let me know what you guys think about Lanternist. I think she's gonna be solid. I think right now I'm gonna put her A tier. But until I see the numbers, like right now, this kit alone feels like A tier. Her containment feels a little weak for this meta. I can't lie. Like I feel like Opera Singer and other characters are just gonna absolutely run her down. I don't think she's gonna be very good versus Goatman. Like I don't see it. I don't see her being very good against the meta. Now the fact that she can't eat basic hits or like delay them, I guess I should say. Like if the biggest thing is like the fact that she can't be like give anybody mercenary power. She could give anybody merc power, like broke, absolutely broke, S tier easily. And she could still be end up being S tier. I just don't know. I'm gonna have to wait on those numbers. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think. I gotta hear all the opinions about Lanternist, but for me, that's gonna be it. I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.